The last level.
Yeah, we about to go live.
That's all right. You ain't slow down.
Act like you got them skate. 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 Go live, I'm finna go live. 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 Go live, I'm finna go live.
What's up? What's up? What's up, Cane Nation? Another episode of Coach A's Football, Canes Talk Live. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. Let me know everything looks good, sounds good, so we can get this thing rocking and rolling. I need y'all to go ahead and hit that button. Let me know what's going on. I already see the producers with an S in the building. There we go. We got Ellen in the building. We got T. Hines in the building. Appreciate it. Also, T. Hines says the team. That's right. If you'd like to join us for free and become part of the team. All you gotta do is hit the free subscribe button. It costs you absolutely nothing. So go ahead and just hit that button, hit the notification bell so you will have everything that comes on this channel. We got a lot of good content coming on. We're gonna definitely make it happen. Right here, Paco. What's up? What they do, Coach? Man, I need you to call in today, man. I ain't talked to you in a minute. I remember you, AKA Coke Dog, if I'm not mistaken. I need you to call in, man. I need you to let me know what's going on. Also, the intro, I know I got a new one. I actually hit that one by accident. So that was the 2022 version. Y'all will catch the 2023 if you catch the next one. It is what it is. But anyway, let me see here. Catch a couple of these as we let the people fall on in. Gemini in the building, I see what the you up to. We're going to talk about it. Let me know what's going on. Edward in the building. What up, Coach Hayes? What's going on, Edward? Cubic Kane, the reason we lost the Final Four was due to Coach Hayes. When he went live last week, we were losing. When he went live and we won, Coach should have had a live yesterday. Man, I should have. I thought about it. I really did. I thought hard. But Cuban Kane, I apologize, man, for not going live. I promise I'll go live next year when the boys get to the finals. Believe that, man. All right. Let me see here. Got a lot of people in the building. Shad in here, Coach Kyle DeBar. That's right. The light skin coming back, baby. I'll be sure kicked it off for us. And there it is. We're going to make it happen, man. All right, here we go. Oh, here we go. Muhammad in the building for the 199. I appreciate it. Says, go Canes. Let's go. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about and a little bit of time to talk about it. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling, for example. Let's talk about the Final Four just a little bit. You know, I'm not really into basketball, but I did watch that game yesterday. And for the first half, I swear to God, there was a lid on the board, on the rim for the Hurricanes. We couldn't make a shot. We couldn't buy a shot. We couldn't even beg for a shot in that sense. But they were playing well. They were getting rebounds. They were doing all those different things. But we just couldn't garner points out of those things, right? Playing tough on the boards, got some good steals, so forth. And then we came up with a good run. Really in the second half, you could tell Coach L made some changes and made some adjustments. And that's what coaching is all about. Can you make adjustments? And he made some adjustments, and we got it back down. Because I remember telling the guys I was watching it with, last time we were down by 12 with 12 minutes left in the game. And this time we were down by 12 with 13 minutes left in the game. And so we just couldn't pull it off, man. They played big. Number 21, I don't know how you say his name. This dude's shooting threes like ugly Bill Cartwright out here. I mean, he had the first 9 points. He had 6 of them on threes. But he was just bodying them guys in there in the big 32. He had big bodies in there too, man. We just couldn't do anything with them. But I think we purely lost that game just because we couldn't make the baskets when we needed to make them in that sense. So, you know, again, I'm not a basketball analyst by any means. I'm a straight novice when it comes to that. I still don't even know what the triangle offense is. I know Phil Jackson ran it, but it is what it is. I know it got something to do with a triangle. I know my shapes. You know what I mean? I got to be careful. YouTubers say I'm in the Illuminati. Got to put an I in there. They'll say I'm in the Illuminati. But anyway, you could definitely call in when we get a chance to go through that and talk about it. Hey, yo. I said, hey, yo. What's up with you, baby? Hell of a run for both men's and women's b-ball. We got to keep the same momentum going in the next year. New step each season. Yeah, man. I really I really agree with that. You know, it was great for both programs to get to those levels, going further than they've ever gone before, and you have to build off of that. And so, with that being said, hopefully that carries over to our players and our coaches on the gridiron. You know, of course, you know, we were at the pinnacle of our deal and kind of fell off a little bit, but we got to get it back going. We got Coach Cristobal and his staff, and we got to get them boys going. He's made some changes, and that's what we're going to talk about here today. Another change is being made. I know it happened during the week, but there's been a change at the tight end position. Now, Coach Stephen Fields has been the tight end coach, coached many of places. I mean, he was coach. I actually had a chance to coach against him when he was a high school coach down in Miami. He went on to Belgrade and coached there, I believe. He was at Hampton University. He was at Louisville. He was at Oregon. He was at Miami previous to this. Then he got back on with Coach Manny Diaz. And then he was, I believe, the only holdover. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was the only holdover onto this new staff with Coach Cristobal. And so now he is taking his talents to the recruiting area. And everybody knows that Coach Field has been a strong recruiter. He was the head coach at Miami Northwestern. So he's got some experience. He's got a lot going on for him. He's been around. And so I say all that to say he has now made a move to the recruiting. Now, why that has happened, I don't know. I'm not here to speculate. And I believe, Coach Mirabal, yes, but he didn't, I don't believe QB, Coach Mirabal wasn't a holdover from Manny Diaz's staff. That's what I was saying, if that's what you were referring to. But anyhow, why he's from on the field role to an off the field role, and as Coach Cristobal said, he'll have some executive duties. I don't know what that necessarily means for him. I don't know what that means in pay or anything else. But if that's what he wants to do, then that's what he'll do. But we've seen this happen before in the past with a previous staff in DeMarcus Van Dyke. DeMarcus Van Dyke was on the field, then moved into the recruiting role. And I guess he's been trying to get back on the field. But they bring in another guy named Cody Woodell, if I'm saying his name correctly, who was a GA for Coach Cristobal at Oregon. Had a few stops. I think he's like 33 or 34 years old. And been coaching for some time, but at smaller levels. I think he was at Troy, if I'm not mistaken, as a GA where he played. He went to, oh my God, what's the community college? Itawamba, if that's how you say it. I don't know how you say it. But anyhow, he was there at that community college, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he got a job at Charlotte as well. And then went on to Oregon as a GA under Coach Mirabal, Coach Cristobal. And now Itawamba. Yes. Thank you. Appreciate that, Shad. Itawamba. I guess I'm saying that right. And so with all that being said, he is now the new tight end coach. I do find it interesting that you make this coaching change mid-stride of spring ball. I do find it interesting that you do make this coaching change mid-stride of spring ball. Again, it's all speculation. I don't know. But it raises questions, and I don't think anybody's asked that question. So part of when I open up the phone lines, I want to hear, why do you think that is? I think Coach Stephen Field can coach football. He's very good when it comes to recruiting players and bringing guys in. I think he was very integral on flipping Jaleel Skinner from Alabama to Miami, coming from IMG. So with all that being said, I really don't know why that change was made. We can always speculate on what it is. I'll let you guys call in and figure that out as well. Brother Jay Blaze in the building for the $9.99. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Like you say, all that stuff helps the channel grow. As you see, my cane juice cup runneth over. So if you guys subscribe, if you guys donate, or whatever the case may be, it drops a couple chips in there for you, as well as we do Cash App and everything else. So if you get Cash App, you're more than welcome. We'll go ahead and pop your name up here on the screen, and we'll make it happen. I don't know what's going on. There we go. It's tripping, but it'll come back. So we pop your name up on the screen and all of that stuff. I blank it out because some of you guys use your government name on your Cash App. Not only you may not want to put that out there, but I'll definitely read it, or I'll just call you Mr. M or Mrs. T or whatever the case may be. All right. Muhammad has an interesting point right here. He says, great recruiter, but not the best developer. That's interesting. That's an interesting point, Muhammad. But here's my question. Everybody's in love with Mallory. Everybody was in love with Mallory. So did he not develop him? I don't know. Mallory been there forever and a day. I have no idea. So that's what it is. Khalil Brentley, he left. He leaves the room. So I think the only ones you have left is Mammarelli. You have Jaleel Skinner, Elijah Arroyo, and then incoming is Riley Williams. And am I missing somebody? Jackson, somebody. What's Jackson's last name? Is it Jackson? I don't know. Coach tripping. Listen, I was at Elite 11 today. I went out to the Elite 11 here in Orlando, and I got a chance to see a lot of good talent out there today. It had to be over 100 and some quarterbacks out there. It was quarterbacking, man. Carver, yes, Jackson Carver. Thank you, guys. And there was a lot of great quarterbacks out there throwing, man. And there's a lot of talent out there, man. A lot of talent. And there's some big old dudes out there. There's some 6'6" cats out there. I had a chance to meet the quarterback and his father from Chaminade, number 11. Oh, Lord, I forget his name. I'm terrible today, Coach. Come on. He like 6'8". He's a big old dude, man. He's a big old cat. All right. So there's a lot of good talent out there. I had a chance to meet Austin Simmons, which I know him and his father well, but I had a chance to see him actually throw in these settings and everything. And like I say, it was very interesting to find out. Shad. Where is Shad? This dude here, boy. I tell you, I love Shad. Coach, you can't keep mixing the juices. The concoction looked a bit strong for you. Yeah, I had a Colorado concoction, but today I got the cane juice, baby. One day I'm going to get that recipe. One day, but not today. You understand that? All right. So spring ball is coming up. Coach Hayes will be in the building. We'll be doing a pregame out there. So if you're tailgating, you're more than welcome to come on by. Check this out. Coach even got a microphone. Watch this. We the real deal up out here, man. Y'all stop playing with Coach, man. So now look, when I do my interviews, look at this. We even got a real microphone with the logo on it and everything. Y'all stop playing. All right, so what's your thoughts on today's spring game? What are you looking for? And I can go ahead and ask the question. So we even got our own microphone, man. Y'all stop playing, man. Come on, man. I told you, everything you donate, Coach puts it back into this to make it better. So we're going to definitely make that happen. Anyway, let me see what Muhammad was saying about it because he said he understood. Here you go. He says, I feel you, Coach. I'm just saying Brevin didn't turn into what we thought. Mallory, I feel, underperformed here. Just my opinion. Yeah, you got very valid points. You got very valid points in that sense. You got very valid points in that sense. Coach Hayes, what's the weather forecast in Orlando? Man, let's do that. That dude out here, man. There you go. Shad, he big time now. He can rock the mic. Hold on, Ella. You went a little. What you mean by that? Rock the mic. I don't know how to take that. You're going to have V12 control central. Man, my job, y'all messed up if I let V12 work it. V12 went live one time and we weren't supposed to be live. He just pressing buttons. So I doubt that seriously. All right. Hey, yo, if I had a mic, first question would be asking Susan, why she asked so many terrible questions? Y'all tough on Susan, man. I don't even know what Susan looked like. I would love to find out. You know what? Let me Google. What's her name? Susan what? I don't even know what Susan looks like. Tell me what her last name is. Ellen said, "You never heard that song?" No, I've never heard that song. I know what people say rock the mic mean, Ellen. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna pull up Susan. Susan, you gotta tell me Susan's last name. Susan Miller. All right, here we go. Susan Miller. Go ahead, Susan. Yes, sir. All right. Yeah, this is my first time seeing Susan. Go ahead, Susan, with the great questions. Y'all too shout out for that, man. Somebody said you got me Googling also. Yeah, big shout out to Susan in the building. I just saw somebody, I believe that was Artavius that just, there you go. Thank you for subscribing, Artavius, the real spiel. All right, appreciate that, man. Thank you for subscribing. Like I said, go ahead and hit that button. Let's go ahead and get this thing rocking. Let's get the people in the building, 862-799-9956. Like I say, when you call, you'll be put in the queue. I'll call out the last 4 digits of your phone number to let you know I'm coming to you, so be prepared. As I come to you, we'll get this thing rocking and rolling, and we'll have fun with it. Just chopping it up. It's off season. Coach Cristobal is keeping a lot of spring ball real tight to his chest. They had a scrimmage. They didn't really, they didn't really get a lot of things out in the sense of information. And so I know some people have had, I believe, had access to that, but I haven't seen any scrimmage stuff. So I don't know. And I understand why he does that. I totally understand. I mean, you bringing in brand new everybody. Hold on. Forever, my lady. I ain't finna do y'all like that. Cut it out. Shad, get out of here with that foolishness, man. I got a call on the line already. Get out of here, Shad. I love y'all, brother. Here we go. Brother Jay Blaze, before I get the question in. Questioning, in your opinion, at the tight end position, what is more important, blocking or receiving at that position? Personally, I believe both. But in today's football, I think blocking gets underrated. I think there's a lot of perimeter blocking that happens so far as, because they play like receivers. So, yes, they're labeled as a tight end, but they play like receivers. So they have to go out and block, maybe down on the safety or the down block on the linebackers. But you still need to get those same body types, which I believe Jaleel Skinner's a little bit light, even Arroyo, not a heavy guy. And I know that's why we have Mammarelli to use kind of as the H-back, the real Y tight end, the crash down, double team on the end or the 3 technique or so forth. So it is important, but I think they're both evenly important. Let me get here. 4166, you on the line. You about to go live. 4166, you are live. Call or talk to us. Give us your name. What's your thoughts? First of all, on the Final Four in the basketball team, as well as what's your thoughts on the tight end coaching situation?
Coach Hayes, what it do, man? This is Devin with Utah, man. What's good?
Hold up. It's Utah, baby. It's you. Let's clap it up for D from Utah. All right, D, what's up with you, baby?
Coach, what's going on, man? How you doing tonight? What's up? What's going on?
I'm good. Talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on the Final Four for the Canes, and then what's your thoughts on the tight end position?
I thought the team did good, man. I mean, considering the fact they just ran up against a better team last night, I thought that UConn actually showed us that you can still play old school basketball and get it done. I think that we were undersized on the inside, and they kind of killed us with their size. They pound the ball inside, and they showed us that you can still play inside out and still play conventional basketball and win, man. But Miami had a good year. I think that they'll be back. I think that we got to get bigger. I think that Coach Larry Niggle, man, he'll make things happen over the off season, and I think that we'll be a better team next year. I mean, congratulations to them. They played great, man. They just couldn't make any shots, man, and they had been making those shots that they were missing last night all tournament, and it just didn't go our way last night. But like I say, overall, I thought the guys played a great game, and I'm proud of them, and I hope that they'll make it back there next year. But I'll be rooting for them. I'm actually not a basketball guy for the University of Miami, man. I'm a UCLA fan, but I cheer for everything in Miami. But I was just glad to see they competed, and I'm sorry that it didn't end up the way they wanted it to go, but they played a good game. So
My bad. I had to slap that face a little bit. You talking about UCLA? Jesus.
UCLA, coach.
All right, so talk to me, D.
Come on.
Talk to me, D. I feel you. Talk to me, D. Because I think you're a big Lakers fan too, right?
I'm a Lakers fan too. You already know. I know you're a Heat fan, coach. I know you like your Heat, coach, but I'm a Laker.
I tell you this, I'm Miami everything. Listen, when they had the Miami Heat, the Dolphins, the Miami Soul, even the old Miami Fury was the women's football team. When they had Miami Highlight, coach was down for that. When they had anything that got Miami in it, I'm for it. So I don't care what it is. No ifs, ands, or maybes, unless you're a hater. But anyway, talk to me, D. What's your thoughts, baby? What's your thoughts on the tight end, the coaching change? Like, do you think it's interesting that they change coaches mid-stride of spring ball?
Yeah, I think it's interesting, man. And that was going to be my question. Like, you tell me, like, how is it that, and a lot of people don't like to talk about this, but they're not asking the questions that need to be asked. And my question is, how is it that these guys are getting promoted? Like Stephen Fields got promoted to some consulting job, I guess, higher up, man. He's a great recruiter, I know, and all of this here. But just tell me, how is it that we still looking over DVD? And the new coach that they got at tight ends, Coach Cody Woodiell. Who is this? Who is this? I mean, didn't he have a guy named Brian Powder that's been coaching with him for a long time at FIU? And why this guy hasn't been considered, for a job? I don't understand, man. Like, help me. Like, who is Cody Woodiell? And from what I've been hearing from all of the other outlets, man, we don't ask the right questions, man. And like I say, we talk about it on YouTalk. I know I see some of our people, man, in the chat, man. Shout out to the chat. But I just want to know, who is this guy? How did this guy just come up in the ring and just get a job when you still got DVD that ain't been promoted? Great recruiter. I know he's not a tight end coach, but you can find somewhere to put this man in. And like I say, you got Brian Powder that's been there with him for a long time.
You talking about Edwin Powder?
With him at FIU. Even you.
You talking about Edwin Powder? His brother was Brian Powder.
Where did that come from, man? Who is it?
All right, so let me say this. To your point, very interesting observation. And so we're talking about Edwin Powder. I know people, because I do that myself, but Brian Powder was his brother, as we all know, that played at the University of Miami that got killed and passed away. But his brother, Edwin Powder, is on the staff, I believe, as an analyst. I know he was working with offensive line. I believe he did defensive line last year, and I think he's back with the offensive line, if I'm not mistaken. I know that Edwin did coach tight ends before. I know he's worked with tight ends. So guess what, man? That's a very valid point. I know, and like I said, we all worked together at FIU. Powder was there when I was there working with the offensive line and Coach Mirabal. I believe he was the O-line coach even at FAMU at one point when he was coaching there, and so forth and so on. So that brings up a very valid point, man. A very valid point, D. We see some guys who kind of getting passed over. Now, I don't know what Cody Woodiell brings to the table. I know where he's been, looking at his resume in essence. But yeah, I don't think he's been coaching as long. He was playing when we were coaching in 2000. We probably coached against him in 11 and 12 at Troy somewhere. So yeah, to that point, man, that's a very good question. Why do guys like Brian Powder? Now, I can understand maybe DVD getting passed up for this, but there were other opportunities earlier. But to your point, I get it. But to Brian Powder, like I said, I'm sorry, Edwin Powder. I apologize. But to Edwin Powder's, I do it all the time too. But I'm sorry. But to Edwin Powder's credit, he has been doing it for a long time. A great coach, hell of a coach. I learned a lot from him when I was there. Just sitting in the rooms, because we work a lot together so far as building scripts and doing those type of things. And why he gets passed up, I don't know, man. I really don't know. And you're right. Sometimes we don't ask the right or maybe even the hard questions, And so, that's a very valid point. So guess what? Shout out to Edwin Powder. Hey, man, Edwin Powder, hashtag let my dog coach. You know what I'm saying? Let my dog coach.
Right. I keep on hearing people say that, DVD is going to get his time. When is his time going to be? When he leaves? You know, I mean, when he's going somewhere else, that's when he's gonna get the time. Cause I mean, I don't understand, man. Like I say, even with the coaches that they hire, with some of these the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator. I mean, we don't know, but I just keep on hearing people saying that they are great hires. How do we know? How do we know?
Yeah, so Mark,
I mean, I don't understand.
So Mark Da Vinci says the Woody guy, that's hilarious. The Woody guy was a recruiting move. He spent some time analyzing Mario and Mirabal blocking methods, and he can teach that to tight ends. I'll be with you with that, Mac. I said Mark, but Mac, I would be with you. But so did Patter. I have to be honest with you. If I'm putting both of them up on the table, Patter coached O-line with Mirabal, not only here, but at FIU. They have a great relationship, from my understanding, with Coach Mirabal, Coach Cristobal. Matter of fact, Edwin Patter is a holdover from Manny Diaz's staff. So far as they have a relationship. Edwin Patter's out there recruiting. He can recruit too. If you go look at pictures, I see him all the time throwing up to you and making the ugly faces and stuff when they do the photo ops. So to that point, no, you're 100% right. I don't know, man. I don't know who would. When they said the name, I had never even heard of him. So I had to go to try to research him a little bit. And I've been seeing some of his press conference and things. And again, he's talking coach talk. Nothing wrong with that. No, he's talking about what guys need to do and things. And that's what he's supposed to do. He's doing his job. But we'll find out. We'll definitely find out come this season. You understand me? But D, man, I got these lines lighting up over in this deal, man. But y'all check out Utah, man.
Thing, Coach, man. I just had that quick question, man. Shout out to your chat, man. Shout out to your whole platform, man. We love your vid. You talk. You already know.
Appreciate you, man. Well, I'm coming on Friday. No ifs, ands, or maybes. I'm in Bogart my way up in that thing.
For sure. All right, man. You hold it down.
Appreciate you. All right, man. You talk, right, man. Appreciate it. I'm coming to 60-29 next. 60-29 coming to you here in 1 second. That's an interesting point. I would love to hear more people's view on that when it comes to that point. When you talk about Edwin Patter, who he's not out of position. He's O-line coach, defensive line coach, tight ends coach with these guys for many years. That's interesting. 60-29, talk to us. You live, baby.
What's going on, Coach Hayes? This is Brother Jay.
Brother Jay Blaze in the house. What's up with you, Brother Jay?
Not much, man. Devin came in here and dropped the mic. He brought some fire.
Hey, he came in here. Hey, I have to be honest with you, bro. He woke me up, Blaze. And again, I know Edwin Patter well, but I hadn't even thought about it. I'm so busy trying to find out who Cody Woodell is. I ain't even thought about that, man. Holy smokes.
Yeah, you never know. To be honest with you, you never know these moves that, they doing. And you just got to see the results on the field, But I heard he came from Oregon and previously from Troy. That was his history. That's what I heard. But
yeah, well, I looked it up. He did some.
Valid point that Devin said. Valid point, man. That was a good point. You never know, man.
Yeah, I got you.
Regardless of who's coaching, you got to have results on the field. If you ain't got no results on the field, then you need to find somebody else.
I agree. I guess when I look at it from coaching and you look how this thing moves up the ladder, I'm coming to you here in 1 second there, 70-21. But I'm looking how it went, when you get into coaching, they always tell you, keep your nose clean, work hard, do this, and you'll have your opportunity. Right? I'm just calling it what it is.
You're right.
Right? And that's any job, anywhere, at any time. I don't care. It's not just football. You could do that. You could be an enterprise rental car person. You could be the car washer. Then all of a sudden you want to move inside to rent the cars. Then you become the general manager. Then the vice. That's what you work for. You work to move up the ladder if you have ambition. So I say that to say this. I know he's put in the time. I'm not evaluating him every day, but here's what I do know. If he's not worth anything, which I doubt that 1,000%, nobody would keep him around. He's always got a job. He's always around. He always has opportunity. So why does he not get
Right.
that promotion versus another guy who has literally put in a lot of time? He knows the system. He's coached with those guys. He knows them personally. Like, he checks all the boxes, I guess is the right way to say it. So I don't know.
Yeah, but we as fans, we really don't know the inside deal with that. That question definitely got to ask Mario Cristobal in a press conference. Why that move was made. But these coaches, they come in, they got to be evaluated, identify. Obviously, we got to. That's just one angle, because we got to look at it too. Coach Fields may have just wanted to move. He may have wanted to move, and Coach Potter might have was offered a job, but he turned it down. He wanted to stay what he doing. So it's different angles that you can look at this whole conversation perspective. And hey, it is what it is. But I got a question for you, Coach, and it's dealing with the tight end position.
Okay.
I put it in the chat, but my question is, at the tight end position, in your opinion, what is more important? Is it blocking or receiving at the tight end position?
Okay, so yeah, I saw that and I answered it, but I'll do it again. I was saying that in today's football, I think they're both equally as important. The reason I say that, the problem is that tight ends now are built more like wide receivers. The old school Jay Novacek's, the old school tight end that's just hammering down. You don't see that much anymore. But you're starting to see it come back as you start to see these H-backs /Ys, meaning tight ends, true tight ends, true tight end body types are starting to work their way back in. And I'm telling y'all mark my words. Coach Hayes telling you here. I've said it for over a year now. The two-back is coming back.
And the other one,
huh?
Is he blocking but can't receive, or he can receive but can't block? Wonder if it's unbalanced in that question I asked.
No, well, you asked me which one is more important. And I was saying both are equally important because of the type of ball you're starting to see.
Yeah. You answered it, but I was asking, and I was following up on it.
Oh, okay.
I was saying, wonder, you said they both equally important, but I said, wonder if one was lacking over the other, would you, consider that player not as important?
I would use them for what they do well. So let's just take it. I have Arroyo, for example. Let's just say he catches the ball well, but Mammarelli blocks well. Well, guess what? It is what it is. Package them up and make it happen. It is what it is. You know what I mean? In that sense. Somebody say old school Mark Bavaro. Well, you're going back to the Giants, baby. Huh? Mark Bavaro. Listen, you went back, boy. You went back. Mark Bavaro, my goodness. But Blaze, definitely. And you look at Mark, and you look at Mammarelli, and you look at those guys, and you say to yourself, okay, what can they bring to the table? Well, you start, like I was saying earlier, you're starting to see two-back football is coming back. They're easing their way into it with the little H-back.
A lot of people say that about Will Mallory.
Said what?
They said that he can receive, but he wasn't a great blocker.
No, that's not even. No, you had to say that. That was a fact. That's a Listen, Blade. That's a blazing fact. I called him Whiff Mallory because he whiffed all the blocks, and that's unfortunate. Like, that's unfortunate. You understand what I'm saying? To me, that's bull crap, bro. But again, we play guy. But what I didn't like about it was we play him to catch the ball. Fine. I'm not an old school dude. Hey, if you don't do this, you can't. Okay, he catch the ball well. Fine. But my problem is, why are we still running plays? Why we doing now routes to his side? He ain't gonna block. Like to me, that's betting on the three-legged horse. Why not put him over there and throw the now route this way to guys that's gonna block? Why are we throwing? How many times we throw the bubble screen, the now route, the screen, whatever, the zero routes? He whiffed the block and the dude get tore up. Get that crap out of here, man. But Blaze, I got another dude on the line. We'll definitely go ahead and chop it up. But no, I appreciate it, man. Hopefully I answered your question.
Okay, Coach, I appreciate it. Much love to everybody, man. Go Hurricanes. Much love, y'all.
Go Kane. Appreciate you, brother.
Can't wait to spring game, and I can't wait May 1st.
There it is. I'm ready.
All right, thank you.
All right, brother. All right, we're coming to 70-21 right now. I know they've been waiting, and I know this number. Coach has been doing this long enough now. I know voices, and I'm starting to recognize phone numbers. So let me get this out the way now. Give him one just to wake him up. Matter of fact, let me really wake this dude up. No, I ain't gonna do it yet because I got to make sure this who it is. Hope this ain't the Oracle. Can't be slapping her around. All right. Caller, you live.
Oh, time.
Caller, you live. See, these Alabama phone numbers, they don't have good reception. They got to put 10-4 hats on their head, go outside and hold on to the 4x4 antenna to use the phone. Caller, talk to me.
Can you hear me, Coach?
No, you really low. Can you put some more money on that Cricket Wireless?
Can you hear me, Coach?
No, you got to take the chewing tobacco out the speaker part. When it went into the speaker part, we can't hardly hear.
Can you hear me?
Oh God, hang up and call right back. I'll wait for you. And I don't know why I'm a glutton for punishment. I bring these guys on here. But, Coach fan, I'm equal opportunity, EOES, equal opportunity enthusiastic slapper. An equal opportunity enthusiastic slapper. Let's see if this works. Call and talk to us.
Can you hear me, Coach?
Bro, you must got a Bluetooth on or something.
Can you hear me now?
Barely. Sound like the phone on the other side of the trailer of the double wide and you on the other side of it. That's what it sounds like.
I just disconnected.
Oh, God.
Can you hear me?
Oh, gosh, bro.
All right, now I'm off speaker. Can you hear me off speaker?
Thank you. That's perfect, man. You know them Cricket Wireless speaker phones don't work. Now you can hear this loud and clear.
Cricket, it ain't Cricket. It's Verizon. It's Verizon, Coach.
Oh, you don't got Verizon. You got Horizon. My bad. You got Horizon. Okay, my bad.
Hey, Coach, let me get this out of the way, though. Roll Tide.
What'd you just say to me?
Roll Tide, Coach.
Hold on. Diego, I got one that need that special sauce. Come on, Diego. Come on. Get that crap out of here, man. All right, talk to us, man. What's your thoughts, man? You got 2 minutes.
I do actually have a serious question. Just about being a position coach. So last year, as you know, and as probably all the followers know, I'm an Alabama fan, and I was watching the Alabama LSU game last year, and I was watching the Ole Miss game. I watched a lot of games, and I just was very disgusted by the tackling in that game from our side. And I remember just coming away from the game we need to change position coaches. I think obviously our safeties coach, he's gone. He's at Colorado now. Tavares Robertson, he's still there. But I was very displeased with our position coaches from the sense of what we were doing on the defensive side. I blamed a lot of the non-development of talent on the defensive side. to our position coaches on the defensive side. Is that, I know you are I think you were a position coach at the college level. Is that right to blame on the position coaches?
Yeah, because y'all suck.
Into my question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Come
Go
on,
ahead.
coach.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But is that an accurate statement? Like the tackling is on the position coaches?
I think it's two things. To answer your question, tackling primarily is a lot of want to. All right, you have to want to tackle somebody. Position coaches show you how to get in
bad form in that game, coach.
Yeah, you may have, but again, but it may be bad form. But I'm gonna tell you this. Can I tell you this? Tackling gonna always be perfect. When you do those drills, if you watch a football game, 99% of the football tackles are never picture perfect. They're never picture perfect. I go back. I'll dial it down. I'll say 90%. 90% of the football tackles are never picture perfect. How many times have you seen a dude tackle somebody that's getting blown out? He dive and just swipe at his legs. I've never seen a coach do that. I've never seen a coach do that drill. Never have I ever seen a coach chase somebody and swipe at their leg. A lot of tackling is want to. A lot of tackling is knowing where your help is coming from so y'all can gang tackle this dude. A lot of tackling, yes, you come in with certain form, but you have to remember, most times when you tackling somebody, somebody's pushing on you, right? So there's an old lineman that's pushing on you through the hole. Like, it's never going to be perfect. So it's more want to, and it's more of team effort. I have to be very honest. You know, now when you get the shoulder shrugging guys and all of that funky stuff, that's want to still. And that's the coach not holding him accountable for not trying to perfect a tackle, right? Because I guarantee every tackling drill they've ever done, they never go in there with a shoulder shrug. We used to see James Williams do it all the time. You got to wrap up. But at the end of the day, this thing is moving fast. And so you have to go in there. And the best thing you can do is get down guys really the best way you can. Go watch a football game. Just go put a highlight on. It's not easy as a controlled tackling circuit. Now, should coaches be trying to teach that? Yes, 100%. Yes. But when it's live full action, think about it. You going to hit somebody, the other homeboy coming in, hit them, blah, 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 blah. It is what it is. But man, listen, I got to get you out here because you talking that foolishness, and I'm finna slap you straight up off my line. So get off my line. And last thing is,
man, you come right out of a comic book.
Get up out of here, man, with that. God bless you, man. God bless you, brother. All right, I love having fun with him, man. That's my man right there. All right, 8606 coming to you. You are live. 8606, you are live. Talk to us.
I don't know.
8606, you live. Hello, thank you for calling Domino's Pizza. How may I help you?
What's good, Coach?
What's going on?
Cocktail.
Who is this?
It's Kane City Cocktail.
What's up, man?
What's good? What's good with you, man? Hey, man, I was falling asleep on the Alabama dude, man.
Man, you know what? I had to say this. He support me all the time, man. I had to be honest with you. He support this channel a lot, bro. And I don't give, you know what I mean? He a fun guy, young cat, and I slap his face all the time.
I needed a Diego slap to wake back up.
You saw that Diego? Hey, Diego came in there and gave that boy one, boy. So,
hey, Coach,
talk to me.
Man, everything cool, man. Enjoying the show.
Appreciate it.
Wanted to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Been hearing a lot of chirping about number 2, man, on the offense, man.
Number 2.
We know Citizen may or may not be ready for the season because we heard he, may have aggravated his recovery. Got a young Fletcher coming in, a young Johnson coming in at running back. So we definitely, as far as snap counts and stuff, we probably gonna have to lean on that Parrish and training.
Okay.
Now let me ask you a question. We had a debate on Twitter And a lot of people was under the belief that, okay, since he's available, he's here, and he's playing and he's practicing, it would be wrong to say if he's healthy, we'll have a good season. Because we shouldn't bring up the if, because it's like putting bad juju on it.
Okay. I understand that.
But my thing, I think it's only fair because, and not taking away from his talent, just the fact that his availability has been his only issue.
And you talking about
How
Chaney?
do you feel about that? Do you feel like if we have to lean on a Chaney at the second back or the first back with Parrish behind him, is that a concern due to his history, his injuries?
Yes, it is. I mean, this, like you say, it's not a knock, but there are some guys who just have a lot of injuries and they get a lot of injuries. Unfortunately, that's where he falls in that category. So you always have to, you look at a guy like Rooster, right? And it's funny how easily people forget, boy, we were Rooster, and all of a sudden he gone and nobody care. But Rooster was a tough as nails dude, man. Like, he had a high injury, a high threshold for pain and so forth. So, yeah, you could count him. Of course, everybody's susceptible to being hurt. But there are some guys, we see it in the league. Some dudes just can't stay healthy. So I think that is a big push for why they went as hard as they did at Mark Fletcher. I have to be very honest, because without Mark Fletcher in this room, and I understand a Trevante Citizen, but I'm sorry, Trevante Citizen don't look like Mark Fletcher, bro. And I'm not saying he can't play. That's not what I'm saying.
I agree.
But if I look at Mark Fletcher and I look at Trevante Citizen, listen, so that leads me into saying this. I think Parrish and Chaney are 1 and 2. And I think Mark Fletcher sits there in the wings. And I believe if somebody was to break a shoelace, I think Mark Fletcher can actually. I always say that because like you said, you don't want to put that juju on somebody. So if somebody was to break their shoelace and they had to come out the game for a play or 2, or 3 or 4, or a week or 6, I think Mark Fletcher can definitely carry the load at running back. He's big enough to take on block protection. He's big. Now, again, his football IQ, I would assume it's up there. He's a big dude that can catch the ball out the backfield. When I broke his tape down, he's a big dude. Like, he has all of it. He's not like, okay, he just run hard, but he can't catch. His highlight tape shows him doing all type of things. You understand? So I say that to say this. Again, I don't really know what the whole debate was on Twitter Space, and we're just talking because nobody else called in, so it's no rush. But Mark Fletcher, I truly believe can be a 1-2 punch to a Henry Parrish, Mark Fletcher backfield and be okay. We still need a third guy because injuries are what they are. And so, you still got your Terrell Walden back there, the young guy that walked on. But we don't have any. I don't think we have any more. Do we have any more? Oh, we got the young Chris Johnson. I don't know if Chris Johnson could carry that load season in, season out, being 1-2. I just personally don't feel that way right now. I just think body-wise, blocking scheme, he got to pick up that blitzing linebacker. He ain't got enough lead in his pocket, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Quick question, Coach. This is my last question for you. And this is from your coaching background, expertise, and just you watching millions of seconds. Oh, my bad, Coach. Damn. Millions of minutes of tape. Which transition is the hardest coming from high school to the collegiate level? Is it deep? And let's just say both players have measurables. I'll go with a Bain or a Jaden Wayne and a Mark Fletcher. A defensive lineman or a running back? Which of those two players should have the easiest transition to the college game from high school if they come with obviously the measurables and stuff like that.
I think the running back is an easier transition. And I say that because it is what it is in the sense of the holes are the holes. The inside zone is inside zone. You may run it a little different. Now, holes open and close faster, so you can't be tiptoeing through the tulips. You got to know how to hit the gas. But so far as from a technique standpoint, I mean, a lot of the running back play, it's innate within you, right? Your footwork, your jump cut skills. Can you make a guy miss? Bro, here's what a running back coach really does, and I hate to say this. A running back coach has really 3 jobs. 1, to tell the running back what the play is, meaning know where to go. 2, what is the counter punch? Meaning if that hole is not there, where do you go next? You know what I mean? Like, what's your escape hatch? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the third one is to know what the downfield blocking scheme is so you know how you can escape. So I'll go through and explain. Like I said, there's no time crunch. Nobody else calling in right now. So first thing is, all right, let's go. We going zone to the left, right? All right, we're going zone to the left. Go this way because I think it's camera reverse. Well, there's 3 ways you could do it, right? You could what they call bang it, bend it, or bounce it. You have to be able to teach them what that looks like. When do you do those things? The next is when that closes, what do you do? If this guy steps out here, then I need to what? I need to bend it inside, right? If that hole is open, you bang it now. If they go inside, I bounce it. Cool. That's simple. Now here's the next piece. If a running back coach is worth his salt, he will give the instruction to the running back of how the blocking scheme is downfield, so he knows how to set up the blocks for a bigger run. So, for example, if I'm running to a single receiver side, if I get outside immediately, I really have I've pinned myself to a corner because I've how do I say this? I've given up my position. But knowing if I can stay inside as long as I can, so what? That one DB will stick his head inside. My receiver knows to get his butt outside. I can now put my foot in the ground, get outside, and now it's a foot race between me and the safety, who is probably taking the wrong angle because I've stayed inside as long as I could. And I'm going to tell you who was excellent at that. Go look at Duke Johnson. Go look at Duke Johnson highlight tapes. He knows where everybody's supposed to be, and he knows how to set up the run. Duke Johnson mastered that. He was a master of knowing the blocking, knowing to lean inside to get you to come inside, and I'm going to put my foot in the ground to get back outside because there's no more help. Once that receiver gets that seal block on that corner, it's over. Now you just got to catch me if you can because I'm out.
Okay.
So that right there is the issue. Now, defensive line. Let me go back to this. Defensive line is harder because there's a lot of technique involved. You can't just run. And this is why I thought the Rueben Bain pickup was so big, bro. So big. Because he comes to the school with tools in the tool belt already. You don't have to tweak it. You just got to fine tune it to what you really want. Like when I watch Rueben Bain's tape from a technical standpoint is grade A for a kid in high school. A kid, not a young man. He was a kid, bro. He's 17. And doing what he's doing, it's some cats in college not doing that. We see it right now on our own team. You go put the film on right now, it's cats in college just sitting there pushing a sled. They just pushing the offensive lineman. Just pushing offensive line, not trying to use any technique whatsoever. Been in a college program for 3 or 4 years. And Rueben Bain comes to college with tools in his tool belt. So now I say that to say this. You can't just run over a guy. We see a lot of defensive line tape where they're just bigger, faster, stronger. They're playing against some poor little Timmies. You don't really have to use technique. They're already scared, right? Like they already scared of that opponent because they just got the name, they bigger and they barely trying to block them. But for a cat like Ruben Bain to have 30 sacks consecutively in Miami-Dade County with the kind of athletes we know that are playing quarterback, come on, bro. Come on, bro. I'm excited to see this cat get on the field. But I said all that.
You can't do all that with just a ball runs,
Right.
You gotta have something up your sleeve to get that many answers.
Come on, bro. Come on. That's crazy. And so I said all that to say it's a lot more technique involved and it's a lot more body strength involved at running. Because remember now what happens when you become a Leonard Taylor? You're a big dude, but your body is not truly developed to take those double teams inside. It's very few guys. Because think about it. Why do you see more true freshman running backs than you see true freshman D linemen?
Right.
You see way more true freshman running backs than you see true freshman D linemen. Like I always talk about Tyler Davis. Tyler Davis from Clemson. I coached against that crazy. Let me tell you something. That dude a problem. But he was doing that same thing in high school. So all he had to do was get his body prepared, get his, you know what I mean? But he understood. He reminds me so much of Ruben Bain, or Ruben Bain reminds me of him because he's older. Because he came there with tools. Just like my man, I see Edward in the building. Just like Peter Wood. Peter Wood is coming to Clemson with tools, and that young man now is going to definitely be a problem. He's going to be a problem, bro.
I love it.
I love it. Hold on, real quick. Let me get some dono right quick. Shad in the building for the $4.99. On the subject of RBs, Coach, what do you think was the initial catalyst for the NFL to start devaluing the running back position? Injury. It's a bang position. It's a bang position. Coming to you 1 second, Shot-Town. It's a bang position. What do you think the initial catalyst for the NFL to start devaluing the running back? Yes, it's a bang. No, these guys get torn up. ACL, MCLs. You got to remember, they running up in there with almost over 1,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds of weight that could potentially fall on them, man. Ooh, look at that money fly. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well.
So that's hopefully that answers your question, King City.
No, you did. I appreciate the breakdown. So
yeah.
Appreciate the breakdown.
Anytime, man. So yeah, we got a couple of people in the building now, huh?
You gonna bring out the spring game, right?
Of course. You gonna have that steak for your boy?
I got you, Coach.
I'm gonna have you some cane juice just for you, then, dog.
All right, I'm gonna keep listening, man. Good to talk to you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. Much love. Don't be a stranger, man.
All right.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
All right. Yes, sir. All right, I'm coming to my next callers. Give me 1 second. I gotta give love to this dono. LOL 305 in the building. I appreciate it, man. $50, man. Y'all gotta clap it up for this. Go Canes. Do you think we can land any of these elite wide receivers in the South Florida area? Listen. I'm about to get 2 microphones. I'm about to go get 2 microphones. Y'all stop playing. Thank you, LOL 305 for the 50 piece. Do I think we can land any of those? Coming to you right quick, 4026, Chi-Town. I hope to God we can. Jeremiah Smith, like I said, I was talking to the dad today, who is the quarterback for JoJo Trader and Jeremiah Smith. If we can get Jeremiah Smith to flip from Ohio State, bro, that would be huge. When I say that would be huge, bro, that would be That would be beyond ridiculous. Now, that would be huge. My God. Man. Anyway, so to answer your question, Laugh Out Loud 305, LOL 305, yes, definitely. Shot Town coming to you right now. Talk to me, baby. What's your thoughts on this tight end position?
What's good, Coach? What's good, Coach? Hey, quick little surprise. I might be moving down to 305 by the end of the year, so I might not be Shot Town King no more.
You going to always be from the shot, dog.
You're right.
That's good, man. Well, if you come down, you gotta let us know, man. We gotta definitely all get together, man, and do those things and have some fun and get out there, man. So talk to me, man.
Yeah. So this new tight end coach. I don't really like the previous caller said. We probably don't know what happens on the inner workings of the position.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I could think that Steven Field might have just needed a break, because recruiting director, because even Coach Cristobal says it's kind of a promotion. You're just not on the field or coaching a specific position. He might have just needed a break from recruiting and coaching because, I don't know if anybody remembers, but we used to, I think Georgia's O-line coach, right after their national championship game, a week later, he said, I need to get out of football for a little bit and spend time with my family because college football is starting to get real draining, with the NIL and recruiting and all that kind of stuff. So I could definitely understand that maybe he just needed a break. I don't know this new person all that well, but hey, I'm not in the building, and if Coach Mario hired him, then that's just got to be what we deal with. And I think he's trying to go a lot younger because he went a very seasoned veteran staff last year. So I think this year he was just if I'm going to revamp everything, I'm doing everything. So we'll see how it turns out.
Nah, definitely. You're 100% right, man. And so here's my question. I heard Brother Jay Blaze say this, and I understand, and he's right. The question is, what's the difference in the money? Here's the big question. Typically, on the field coaches make the most money. Second is...
Yeah, typically.
Yeah, but second is you're also spending the same amount of time in the building. I've never seen, I have to be honest now, I've never seen the recruiting guys leave before the coaches leave. Here's what you call a spade, and you decipher from it what you choose. Check me out now, Shy.
Okay. Damn.
I'm the vice president. I'm the vice president of this company. And I say, hey, man, I want you to go be a supervisor over there for this. But we spending the same amount of time in the building. We spend the same amount of hours. The recruiting guys are at practice. The recruiting guys are hosting recruiting visits like everybody else. Because people realize the college coaches are the recruiters. I hope y'all understand that. There's not a different set of recruiters like pro scouts in the NFL. The position coaches are the ones who go to the kid's house, the kids' schools to recruit them. The recruiting department is like the scouting department who says, hey, these are the guys, they make contact, blah, blah, blah. But for offensive linemen, we're going to go send out Coach Mirabal. For D-line, we're going to send out Coach Joe. For running backs, we're going to send out Coach Harris. So I said all that to say before I move on to my next caller. I'm just looking at it on surface level. It's not like recruiting department comes in from 8 to 4 and they leave at 4 while the coach is still there. It doesn't work like that. So you don't get to spend more time with your family.
Yeah. I hear you, Coach.
Not a training.
But some people just might like that different, perspective. Brian Patta's brother, Coach Patta.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would like the opportunity. But some people actually just like being able to bring kids to his, his brother's alma mater. I don't know. I've never had the conversation with him, but you'd be surprised when you actually talk to certain people and pick their minds for a second. So I don't know, but hey, if both of the parties are okay with it, then that's good enough for me.
I love it, Shower. Let me move on, man. I got another caller back in the line, but when you make that move, man, you got to definitely let us know, man. I'm gonna see.
Oh yeah, Coach, you should be hitting up for cane games, man. I got to try out that cane juice.
Listen. I'm gonna send X over there to pick you up and take you to Tootsie's, man.
All right, I got you, Coach. I'm gonna let you know.
All right, brother. Appreciate it, man. All right, appreciate it. J Love, I see you. I'm coming to you now, but I gotta get some straightening first. Hold up. I gotta check somebody's face right quick. Crayon Writer. Oh, I thought it was a Colorado channel. No, you better stop playing with me, man. First of all, there's Coach Hayes football. Get that understood. I love my Canes. Sunday, 6:30. Get that straight. And Gemini, you about to get it too, because you laughing at that foolishness. Anybody else want some? Before I go to my next caller? Huh? One dude done took his shirt off talking about, now who else want to mess with Hollywood Cole? Anybody else want some? Okay. All right. J-Love, talk to us, baby. What's your thoughts, man?
What's up? Good evening, bro.
What's happening with you, man? What's your thoughts on this thing, bro?
Bless. Mario did the right thing, man. Mario did the right thing due to circumstances. I'm glad it's happening. Just surprised too. It just shows that, he probably tried to get somebody from, A&M. It probably didn't go down. You feel me? So it is what it is. I feel bad for our field because of who he replaced. Those were some big shoes. You feel me? If people don't know, he replaced Harley. And when somebody did so well and also went to his next job and he's even killing his next job and still being a top 3 tight end coach. I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But I also have other subjects I want to touch on if we have time, Coach.
Listen, there's nobody else calling. There's nobody else calling J Love. So let me ask you this, because we can ride out. Let me ask you a quick question.
Talk to me.
So you said that you're happy that he made the change from Steve Field to.
Yes. I'm very happy that he made the change because I feel like because like I said, what I just said, how Harley left it. He couldn't maintain it. It is what it is. It is what it is. And yes, Todd Harley is the top 3 tight end coach in college football. Every year he gets at least a top 3 tight end in the recruiting base and still putting them in the league. The last 4 tight ends that he primarily recruited is going to the league. Well, 5, because they got another beast at UGA that outplayed Darnell Washington. So that's going to be 5 tight ends in a row. Well, no, 6 if you count Mallory, because I forgot Mallory was his boy. 6 tight ends that he put in the league in less than 10 years. So, yes, Harley is the top 3 tight end coach in America.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Since my man D from Utah brought this up, and I thought it was a very interesting point. We were bringing up Edwin Paddle, which is currently on the staff as an analyst, if I'm not mistaken, for the O-line, D-line. I know personally he coached with the offensive line in previous years. Why do you think, and again, this is all speculation, in the words of Brandon Marshall, we getting messy. Why do you think he got skipped over for a Cody Woodell who is relatively, I don't want to say he's new, but I don't know if he has the same resume as Brian Paddle. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Let's get messy.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's different positions. Like I said, we're not in that building. I just know for a fact they did try to reach out to James Coley, and James Coley said no. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Like I said, there were things that was done behind the scenes that was been going on, and it's just now coming out because you're not gonna make this move in the middle of camp. You feel me? So that's what I said. That's my opinion.
Okay. And like I said, it's very interesting. Why make this move halfway through spring camp? Why not make this move after spring camp? I don't understand. I don't understand the urgency to, like, this is this kind of stuff that bothers me.
Something.
We take a long time to hire coaches because we want to do it right. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we make a coaching change halfway through spring football.
Yeah. That's a fact.
When there's
I
no
agree with
rush. It's no rush, J Love. It's literally 12 days, 12 calendar days. That's, of course, they don't practice every day, but 12 calendar days before the spring game.
Yeah, that's a fact. You're speaking facts. I don't get what's going through Mario's mind in the first place. In my opinion, if that position was available, it should have been more put to the table to use the resources to get somebody really qualified for the position. In my opinion, I mean, if we got the money, we had the money to get Guidry from his new contract. What was the point of doing this now? I mean, and another thing too is Waddell is on a interview basis. Is this a 1-year thing to where he's going to get his guy next year, or is this his guy? That's another thing. Are we going to say that this position is going to be opened up next year? I mean, that's another thing. You feel me? So yeah, I completely agree. Like I don't get the merry-go-round. I just trying to overdo it, overcompensate, overthink things. In my opinion, trying to oversmart people.
I just don't understand. Like I said, J Love, and again, I have a thought. I have a theory of what may have happened. But what I do know and what I do understand is this is odd timing. We take 2.5 months to get rid of Josh Gaddis, but we changed the tight end coach in the middle of the year. So now, truly, the only carryover from last season as a position coach is Coach Mirabal.
Yeah.
The only carryover from last season. So we have literally started the offense over. Yeah, I know that Waddell was on the staff, but he was not the coach. So we have literally reset the clock, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. Well, I'm just looking at timing. Timing is everything, right? And that's all I'm looking at it, J Love. Like, okay, to me, it was almost like when Nick Saban fired Lane Kiffin the week before the national championship. Like, bro, you deal with this dude for 3 years. You can't stand 60 more minutes of this cat. You can't stand 60 more minutes. You dealt with him for 3 years, and you can't stand to be around him for 60 minutes of the biggest game. Not say of your career, but like this is what you play for. And I had to be honest. You did a disservice to the kids. Yeah, coach, you already got national championships. Yeah, coach, you got a bunch of them. But because you got in your feelings, you can't deal with this dude for 3 more weeks. Yeah, Steve Sarkisian came in there, but that goes to show you just because you're a part of something doesn't mean you can do it exactly the same. Steve Sarkisian was a part of that program, was on the staff, blah, 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 but it's not the same as the dude that's driving the car every day. And you put Steve Sarkisian in a bad light. I'm just saying timing means a lot to a lot of things. Now, some things you can't control: sickness, illness, health, body out, whatever.
Yeah, it is weird. Let me ask you on this subject. Are you caught up with the women's March Madness?
Yeah, we're not in it anymore. That's all I know.
No. I'm just saying because of the Well, two things, right? How do you feel about the trash talking of the fireness of the ratings of everything like that? Are you against it, or do you think it should still be a part of oh my God, I'm like I can see that a part of sports?
Okay, say that again because I got caught off. Hey, Mike Williams, you on punishment.
Yeah.
Go sit down in the corner and write your name 1,000 times before you come back to the chat. Say that again now. Now, J-Love.
Yeah. With the trash talking, right? With the intensity of games, of especially how women basketball is. Do you think it's good for sports or bad for sports? You know how white people call it. I'm going taunting. They call it taunting.
I love trash talking. Bro, can I tell you something? I'm from the crib.
Talking.
That's what we do,
Yeah.
J-Love. We talk trash, and here's the deal. If you don't want me to talk trash, shut me up. Like,
do something.
Can I be honest? Like, okay, I got in trouble. I'm going to tell y'all a story one time, right? So I'm coaching on the sideline. This happens a lot. Referee.
Yeah.
I say, ref, 77, jumping off sides. So he says, that ain't got nothing to do with you getting your butt whooped, coach. I actually loved it. So I said to him, I said, hey, ref, now you ain't had to do that. I said, but if we're going to do that, let's have fun with it. Don't be throwing no flags on me. Right? He say,
right.
Nah, coach, we good. All right. So he come by the next time. And he said, he came by, he did something. And I said, ref, you can't even see that call. He said, that's not my call to make. I said, that ain't what I said. I said, you can't see that call because you a tall midget. You know that dude threw a flag on me?
No, for real?
Yeah, he threw a flag on me because I call him a tall midget.
Oh, no, I'm glad you brought up high school. Now this is the second part. But this is whether you love it, you're not sure, or you hate it. What you're seeing now, how it's transcending sports. What's your thoughts on the transfer portal? Not just football, but for everything else if you are caught up.
Okay. I'm going to go back to trash talking, then I'm going to talk about transfer portal, if you don't mind. So back to trash talking. I think it is fair. I think it's part of a game. It's part of competition. It is part of being mentally tough. You know,
yeah,
I kind of look at it. I kind of look at it like for y'all out there that don't follow URL TV rap battles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don DeMarco, like nothing's off limits. Like, I think it's just it's fun. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to take it now. Once it's over, once the game is over, it's over.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of why you don't want to do it, because people spills over and people do these type of things. But that's just me. I love trash talking, but I don't take stuff personally. Like, I don't get butthurt about things people say because I say what it is. You understand? Because here's what I believe, and I'll move on to your next part. If you get a chance to whip my behind, I want you to whip it. Because when I get a chance to whip yours, I'm trying to thrash you like a Singapore Canaan. Like, I'm trying to give it to you. Yes.
Exactly.
So while I'm down, please kick the horse while he's down. But when this horse get back up, I'm going to give you all you can handle.
And you know what that's called, Coach?
Competitor.
Competing, bro.
Yes.
That's what makes rivals.
So I say that to say this. I like trash talking. I'm known to be a trash talker. I'm good at it. I can say stuff without having to say it, and I don't have to be personal with it, right? I don't have to be like, F you and blah, 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 blah. I don't have to do all that. That's me. Some people can't take it. I think it's boring when you just in a game, right? You in a football game, you just tackle a dude and get up. Hey, man, great run.
Yeah. Or you score a touchdown, you just give the ball to the referee.
Man, let them boys loose. They supposed to. The only reason I'm big against it is because it does hurt the team with penalties. So that's why I'm not. If it was all legal, I wouldn't care. But because it's not legal and it hurts the team with 15 yards off, that's why I used to coach against it. But like in practice,
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to mean. Do you think because of the hype of how the women's game has, or even more than a professional game, that the corporates should just allow it? Like, yo, you know what? That's what the fans want. Go full throttle. Don't you think that should be the next step? Or do you think what they have going on now is okay?
well, I'm gonna tell you this: it's a societal thing, right? You can't hurt anybody's feelings. Everybody's offended by
Oh,
something.
yeah, that's true. Say that again. Repeat that again, because I say a lot of them for the people in the back, boy.
Everybody's offended by something. You can't, bro. Like I was just telling the guy this yesterday. I hadn't seen in a while. I said, you know what the problem is? We're afraid to tell people no. We don't tell anybody no. A dude want to go out there and be a teapot. He can stand out there like this, like a teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle. Here is my spout. And everybody like, hey, that's okay. I just saw this thing on YouTube. Please Google it. Ellen, do me a favor. I need you to put this in the chat. Go find this on YouTube. There is a young lady who runs around like a horse, dog. She jumps over tables and gallops. Listen to me, bro. Listen to. Matter of fact, I might get copyright. I'm finna find that. I'm finna share it. Let me tell you something, bro. There is a girl who runs around like a horse, and nobody's saying she need to be Baker acted. Dog. She gallops. She jumps over tables. She eat out of a trough. She thinks she's a doggone horse. And nobody said, baby, no, you can't do that.
Oh my God. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You hit crucial points on this one, dog. Before the phone line get hot, if you don't mind, let's I'm on fire today with these topics. Let's jump on the next topic. Do you remember a question that I asked about the transfer portal?
You asked about it, but I don't remember. Go ahead.
Yeah, the transfer portal. Do you love it? Is it okay, or do you hate it for all sports, especially with how everything is transcending?
So here's what I think about a transfer portal. I'm gonna be very honest. The transfer portal needs to have some contingencies. One, the only way you're out of the transfer portal is if your head coach leaves or gets fired. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
Why? Because you have to do your due diligence as a coach. As a player as well. Okay? But again, we're afraid to tell people no. Because you know what's killing me? They just passed this rule that you only get one transfer. Well, why has the dude's been to 4 different schools? Because nobody wants to be told no. What's the quarterback? JT Daniels? Not JT Daniels. Was it JT Daniels? He's been to 4 different colleges.
JT Daniels.
I thought you only get one transfer. This dude has been to 4 colleges, bro. So I said all that to say this, J Love. I personally think that you should be able to transfer if your coach gets fired or coach leaves for a different job. You should be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Second, for the transfer portal, I don't believe that you should be able to take your kids from a university to go to your university like Lincoln Riley did. They have to sit for they can't follow you except 1 year. They can't follow you except for 1 year. And the reason I say that, due to the fairness of that institution spending money. Think about it. Look how much money. Look how much money Oklahoma spent recruiting Caleb Williams, Mario Williams, all of those kids. And they just went to USC. USC didn't spend $1 on those players. But look what USC made off those players.
No, they spent money. The money went to the coach's pocket.
Well, I don't know how that goes, but I'm just talking about the recruiting, the flying the trips, the whole process. Oklahoma foots that bill, but yet USC reaps the benefit of it.
That's true.
To me, that's unfair.
Okay.
So you have to just wait 1 year. Now, if you want to wait 1 year and then go to Lincoln Riley, then you're more than welcome. I'm just using him as an example.
I know. The reason why I asked that question, because you did bring up very good points about the horror stories about the transfer portal. It's just the success stories is going to make it worse. Like 80% of the second and third round are going to be guys that this is just the NFL that's going to be transfer portal guys. And it's a formula that's actually like working for one group, the group that, you know, the small percentage, while screwing over the other 90%. And I think people are going to just fall in love with just the good stories only. So that's the reason why I said it. And also in basketball, there's no more dynasties no more in college basketball, because you can literally turn everything around in a matter of months. Like, it's crazy now, bro. Like the competitive edge, like nobody's gonna sit anymore. Nobody.
Right. And so that's how I feel about it. So that's just my personal opinion. That's how I feel about the transfer portal. That you should be able to do that. If you get your one, you get your one. But you shouldn't be able to transfer just because you're not playing. Like, that's what I don't like. You didn't do your due diligence. And I know people are going to say, well, coach, these kids need to, but you also have to do what? You also need to do your homework. Find out how many people on the roster.
That's true, coach. But look at it like this. But look at the success stories of the people that quit and left. The prime example, Hendon Hooker. He lost his job at Virginia Tech. He might be a first-round pick.
I agree.
Drew Sanders, that's from Arkansas. He couldn't sniff the field at Alabama. He couldn't sniff the field, coach.
And what about the 2000?
He's about to be a second-round pick.
And let me ask you, what about the 2000 that's floating in the portal that won't even be able to get a degree?
Yeah, you're right. Unfortunately, the media is only going to point out those success stories.
Exactly.
Like we don't even know some of the players. We're not even hearing about the players that's stuck in the portal. There's no stories, no backgrounds. You don't hear no articles, nothing.
And because you have to remember, your scholarship is year to year. Your scholarship is not 4 years anymore, bro. So because your scholarship is year to year, I don't have to renew it. Oh, you want to go on the portal? No problem. Go. I ain't want you no way. Bye.
Yeah. All right. Last quick question, coach. This is an important one.
There's no rush.
For my little cousins and everything.
Shout out little cuz.
This is really gonna go viral. It's really gonna go viral. If you're a high school kid, a sophomore, a junior, and you're being not pressured, but you're being persuaded to commit to a mid-level school, like let's say HBCU or mid-level, should you take it now? Like with how everything is, should you hurry up and commit now?
So here's where you have to ask your question. First of all, okay, what grade are they in? A junior?
10th, yeah, he's going to be a junior.
So 10th grade, but getting ready to be a junior, and this mid-level wants him to commit to them now.
Yeah, Colorado State.
Okay, here's my question. Is he a Colorado State player or is he bigger? Be honest. See, that's the way you have to be honest in the mirror.
He's Colorado State.
Okay, here's my next question. After Colorado State, what else does he have on the table?
Akron.
In Ohio.
Fullerton, yeah, and San Diego State.
Okay, what does he like? Forget about the logo. What does he like?
To play football.
Well, I know that, but I'm talking about, has he ever visited any of these schools?
Yes.
Okay. So once he's made these visits to these schools, now you have to ask yourself, he's only now be a junior. So he's got 2 years left. Now you have to ask yourself, are these coaches? See, this is where I talk about doing your due diligence and your homework. Coach is about to give y'all some game for free. Now, Look at the coach's record. Are they on the hot seat to be fired within the next 2 years? Are they on their way out? Are they looking? Do they need? You understand what I'm saying? You have to do this.
Yeah.
What's on the roster? What's my opportunity of playing? These are the questions you have to ask yourself before you go. Because if he's good enough to go to Colorado State and they want him to commit, I'm not saying Colorado State has done an extremely great job, but that means he's a college level football player. May not be a Power 5, maybe a Group of 5 or whatever. But committing verbally does nothing to help him. Maybe hurt him. I don't know, because I have to look deeper into him as a player, as a person. What is it looking like? These are the things I'm saying.
Yeah. No, the reason why I ask is because I look at it like as a parent's view, and realistically, with the transfer portal, like a lot of kids are afraid when their senior year comes, and it's happening to a lot of high school kids. Those offers don't come, and it would be the last minute. They wait till the last minute to look at the lower schools, and they even be full. So that's the issue.
I agree with that, right, and that is it too. But you have to also remember this: it's all verbal. I've seen that happen. I've seen that where kids commit. They've offered a kid, and on signing day, they don't get that FedEx envelope. Why? Because they've overbooked. And with the and there's the problem. Therefore, there's another problem with the transfer portal. If you're going to have a transfer portal, in my eyes, I think you have to. Let me see how to say this. I don't know what the number is, but there needs to only be a certain percentage, because you're now eliminating high school football players from going to college. And it's becoming now, what's about to happen is not even a Group of 5s, because they're looking for transfers that fall down. So now you're looking at these D2 schools, D1 AA's, Group of 5s, who are getting bigger talent. That's why you're starting to see more butt kickings with Group of 5s over Power 5s, in my opinion, because they're getting better talent. Why? It's not enough room on the roster. Because remember, they just changed it. I think you could get as many as you need as long as you fill up your roster. But it used to be only 25. But if you fill it up with nothing but transfer portal guys, where's your development for the young dudes coming through? Where's the opportunity for the young guy to go to college? These are just my thoughts.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate
that. Because to Mr. Overdose 101, he just said, facts, coach, why so many guys transfer out of SEC? Yeah, because they go there because the SEC offers them. They did not do their research to find out what's going on. And what do? They transfer out and they'll leave Alabama and go to a UCF or something. Right? Excuse me. These are the things I'm saying. They'll do that kind of stuff. And so therefore it eats up a spot for a high school kid. Bro, I just left Elite 11, J Love. It had to be 150 quarterbacks out there. Now, are all of them?
Whoa.
Easily. And that was just Orlando, Central Florida, out in Davenport. Now, are all of those guys college football quarterbacks? No, they're not. But I saw some nice looking players out there that could play college football at some level. I'm not saying just Power 5, but at some form of fashion. But they won't get an opportunity because JT Daniels gonna transfer 4 times. Right? Just what it is. You know? But we got one more person on the line here. Give me 1 second. 2296. I'll come to you in 1 second. I do want to play this video, man, because I think it's hilarious. I might get copyright at this point. I don't even care. But what I do want to say, this is a prime example of the world not telling us no. Jayla, I want you to stay on the line. Hopefully you can hear it. But this young lady thinks she's a horse. And nobody said, no, you're not a horse, baby. You're not a horse. You're a human being. I want y'all to check this out. This is amazing. She's smooth with it too now. Music off. Look at this foolishness. Somebody come look at this. Somebody come look at this. She thinks she's a dang on horse, bro. Because nobody told this girl no. Look at this. Nobody told her no, dog. Where your parents at? What are we doing? Hold on, I got to get this off here before I get, what you call it? Can't believe that foolishness.
Oh, my God.
These are the things I'm talking about. Nobody tells anybody no. Somebody need to take her right by the face and just, what the hell wrong with you? But anyway, J Love, I appreciate it, man. Let me get 2296 on the line. Thank you as always for coming through, man, hanging out with us.
I appreciate it, man. One more thing with this Angel Reese situation, the NIL prices done went up, boy.
Who is this?
Definitely.
Who is this?
Angel Reese.
I don't know who that is.
No, it's the star player for LSU. She left her hometown, her home state, Maryland, after being the number one player. Nothing happy. I guess LSU offered her more money, and now they're national champs. That's why I say the NIL price, the price of NIL went up.
I heard that. Listen, I could have said this. We'll talk about that too, but yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate it because look at us. We get the Convider twins. I forget how to say their name. We spend the money on the Wong, and we spend the money on what's the other guy's name? Come on, man, for Miami. He got $800,000 in a car, allegedly. I don't know. But anyway, I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and get into this next caller. J-Love hung up on me. But that's what NIL does. Real quick before we get started on 2296, I want to give thanks right here. Thank you for subscribing. That dude, Rod, 1985. Appreciate you. Pack. Yes, Nigel Pack. Appreciate that, Shad. All right, caller, talk to us. 2296, you live. What's your thoughts on the situation with tight ends? Hello? 2296 going once. Going twice. Wake up. It's an Atlanta number. Hello.
Right, Sneaker.
All right, here we go. We back on the line. All right, 2296, talk to me.
Hey, Coach. Sorry about that. As soon as I decided to give you a holler, my wife had called me.
Oh, it's all good.
Damn, I must have missed the conversation. Hey, we was talking about transfers, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because what I was just trying to chime in is when you were talking, that's one of my gripes about like a lot of the SEC schools stacking talent. Is prime example. Look at Drake May that plays for the Tar Heels. Mm-hmm. He was third string behind what's his face, Tua, when he first got there.
Mm-hmm.
So he like you said, he had to sit, and then he made a business decision to move on to Carolina, who did initially recruit him a while back, but he decided to try his luck at Alabama, knowing that he was going to be, it's going to be an uphill climb trying to get playing time.
Yeah,
so he made a business move and went to Carolina. He's starting day one as a redshirt freshman.
Yeah, I agree with you, but and I don't have. I guess my issue with the transfer portal is it is not consistent. I guess is the right way to say it.
Right, I agree. I'm from the standpoint like Dabo Swinney is. I think that there should be more guardrails in place for transfers.
Yeah, I mean, like guys talking about, oh, I'm transferring for this, I'm transferring for that. But at the end of the day, when you transfer,
mm-hmm.
if you're going to have your one-time transfer, I don't think it should be after your freshman year. And I think they need to take away that scholarship, that 1-year scholarship thing. I think that's bogus. It's a 4-year scholarship. Put the university on the hook unless that kid does something unethical, like being arrested, illegal activities, those type of. But just because you don't think he could play, and see what's bad about this is, coaches won't tell you that. They want the players to make a mistake, come late to a team meeting, and they'll just put out there can't follow team rules. But those are the type of things I'm saying that the college has to have some skin in the game. You want to offer me a scholarship? It should be worth 4 out of 5. Right? I should have 4 to play 5. Right. I mean 5 to play 4. So, but now it's the year to year. No sweat off their back.
And
to me that's not fair.
The college experience.
Yeah, because guess what? These coaches get a contract. See, that's what I don't like. These coaches right now, Coach Cristobal has an 8-year contract. If they were to fire him today, he gonna want to get paid the rest of his money for the next 8 years. Am I right or wrong?
Man, he gonna back up the Brinks truck on him.
But I'm just saying, that's the contract. The contract is 8 years, X amount of dollars. Pay me my money. Well, a scholarship is 4-year deal. It should be a 5-year scholarship to play for. Why is it now year after year after year? What happens if I get hurt? Now, most coaches don't do it because it's just bad. Look.
Well, that's where I said in the chat about the issue about the guys who lose their spot from season-ending injuries, and then they end up transferring.
Correct. They lose their spot. But again, that's also what? That's another way of pushing a dude out without having to be the bad guy, if that makes sense. Right?
Yeah. I'm that's something I'm against. I mean, if you legitimately let that man, battle for his spot again, don't automatically say, okay, next man up, sorry for your luck.
Yeah, but let's just say, for example, if they did that to a Chaney, for example, right? We know he's had some injury issues, so forth and so on. And they just push him out the door. That's a bad look for Miami, because Chaney has never done anything on the negative side except been injured. You understand what I'm saying? He's never really had any issues off the field except being injured. So a lot of coaches won't touch that. But now let Chaney have been injured and have off the field issues, i.e., Rooster. Rooster had that off the field issue where he was suspended.
I was kind of upset because I want to understand if it was that serious, what did he do?
Oh, Rooster?
Yeah, because he basically got blackballed.
Yeah, he did. I'm not gonna say what he did. I think I kind of know, but that's not my business to say.
Okay.
No, but whatever he did, it was suspendable, if that's even a word. He got suspended for it under another regime. Then look what happens. He doesn't necessarily pan out like they thought he would, and look how easily he's gone.
Yeah.
But anyway, Luis Allen says Coach has always been for 1-year scholarship. Always been for 1-year scholarship. This isn't new. No, it's not. That has not always been. It's been like that for a while, but it's not always been like that. It used to be. You used to have a 5-year scholarship.
That's one of the things that I'm not well versed on is the ins and outs of how those scholarships work. Because, like you said, since it has changed.
But I was just reading a comment.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I'll get off on my phone keeps breaking up, so I'll just listen.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it.
All right. Yeah. Take it easy.
All right. Did he hang up? All right, I guess he hung up. I just feel like it's just that I just think that's a bad deal. I think they need to give those kids those scholarships because the coaches need to vet players. That's what it is. You know what I mean? That's just how I look at it. Coaches need to vet players. Players need to vet, institutions. And that's how I look at it. I just think that everybody should have skin in the game. Because you'll walk into these parents' living room and say, I'm going to take care of your kid. He's going to graduate college. He's going to be a graduate. That's what you're selling. That's what you're selling when you walk. And I've been in so many living rooms hearing that. And at the end of the day, every coach goes and says, I'm here about developing young men. I'm here to develop young men and make them a better man, husband, brother, son. I done heard all them stories. But as soon as you're not producing, guess what? This is what you get right here. All right, level out 305 for the $10. The year to year is done to help with the numbers. Drop a guy this year and offer the same scholarship to another guy next year. They're selling time shares. Yes, you're right. I understand the business aspect of it. You know what I mean? I do understand that. I just feel like to me that's not right. I get it. Graduate your players. Now, if a guy's on academic probation or whatever, and he fails out, then you get your scholarship back. But that's another conversation for another day. Let me check out a couple more. Phone line still open, 862-799-9956. Nobody's calling in right now. You're more than welcome to call in. Let's chop it up. I'll be on here for probably about another 10 minutes or so, and we get up. I think Miami Flow and them have a show coming on at some point, but you guys are more than welcome to check it out. Miss Diva 1 in the building. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming in, calling, leaving a chat. All right, here we go. 2849 is in the building. 2849. Call to talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from. What's your thoughts on the tight ends here? Tight end situation.
Yeah, Coach is Edwards.
Holy smoke, Edwards. What are you doing, Edward? What are you doing on my line? What's up, brother?
But nah, you completely right though. Dabo likes to call those offers to high school kids that don't get the envelope to sign. He likes to call them non-committal offers. We'll offer you until we get a transfer portal kid in, and then your spot's gone.
And you're a fan of Clemson, right?
Yeah, that's why Dabo doesn't do that. That's why he craps on a lot of the other people that do that. You offer a high school kid, but then you're not going to let him sign. You just offered him to offer him.
Yeah, and it's funny, Edward. I've said this numerous times on the show. I always say, I said 1,000 times. I'm going to say it now 1,001. I firmly believe the whole offer game is messed up. It's a charade. I believe, honestly, and we could talk about this on another day or whatever, but I honestly believe that if you're going to offer a young man, you have to be willing to let that be a committable offer. And it needs to be official. What do I mean? If you have, let's just say 25 scholarships, that's what it used to be. I know it changed, but just follow me for the illustration. I'm talking to the chat, really, and whoever else watches this late on the rewatch. If you have 25 available spots, if I was to go offer Edward today, right, at needs to be his junior year, and I offer him, he can sign that offer, meaning that he has locked in that spot until signing day, long as there's nothing unethical or illegal, he's going to jail or committed some crime, something to that effect, or fails out or whatever. But you are now on the hook when you offer that young man. Why is that important? If the young man signs it, he's on the hook to go to that school as well. Just like basically you signing. It's the same exact thing. Why do I say that? I say that because now both people have skin in the game. If you feel like he's that good and you offer him, then he should be able to sign. Now, here's the key to it. I'm the top linebacker in the country. Everybody's sending me their official offer. I don't have to sign it. I don't have to sign it. And that school is good for 30 days. On the 31st day, it goes away. And if I feel like I want him that bad, I'll re-offer it to him again. Does that make sense what I'm saying, Edward?
Yeah.
Because now both people have skin in the game. But if I'm a highly touted kid and I have 10 of these in front of me, I don't have to sign it because I'm that good that basically they're waiting on me. But when you start just throwing out offers to throw out offers, that's foolishness. But here's a defense to the college. A lot of those offers, these colleges are not even giving. These kids want offers so bad that they're just saying they got an offer from Clemson, from Miami, from such and such. Because the university cannot confirm nor deny that they've offered a kid. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I've been seeing that's been going on a lot. And then you got like, this kind of all say, but I mean, you got like fake recruiters out there for rival fan bases going out there and pitching offers to kids when they ain't got nothing to do with the school either.
Bro, you see this too, El. You see high school coaches telling kids they got offers from schools. Hey, man, I just got the phone with Mario Cristobal, man, and Miami just offered you. And this kid go to his phone. I'm blessed to receive my first offer from the University of Miami. And Miami can't say anything about it. That's crazy. Coming to you in 1 second, 4578. Hold tight on the line for me. 4578.
And
but I'm just saying, like, those are the things.
About is, The other thing I want to say is before I go is that boy Drake May was never at Bama. That boy was born and raised a North Carolina fan. His brother is Luke May, the North Carolina basketball player. His dad was a quarterback at North Carolina. He sat behind Sam Howell. He was redshirted behind Sam Howell last year. And then when Sam Howell left, he took over the starting job. That boy was never at Bama. Never.
So who was it? Maybe he misspoke about
his information from.
Yeah, maybe he misspoke about the player, but who was it that left Bama as a quarterback and went somewhere else?
Well, I mean, the only one recently that left Bama was Paul Tyson, and he went to Arizona State and sat the bench, and he transferred into Clemson to be our third-string quarterback. That's the latest one that's left. The other one was they recruited last year. He's there. I mean, it's him and I forget the dude's name, Jalen Monroe or Millhouse or whatever his name is. His name was Ty Simpson. They're going at it for the starting job this year.
Yeah, and somebody got to
go.
I mean,
there's not been a big quarterback to transfer out of Bama.
I got you. Well, maybe he misspoke. I don't know.
Jalen Hurts when he went to Oklahoma, but that's about it.
Maybe he misspoke, like I say. But I don't know, man. I feel like something got me in the eye. Oh my God, these things are already too big. But anyway, y'all appreciate it, man. Edward, thank you, man. You know, you always support, man. I know you be hanging out with us, man, even though you got the wrong orange on, but it's all good, man.
No, it's the right one, man. It's the right one.
I love it, man. But let me jump on the 4578.
Side note, like I told you, that man Peter's doing great in practice.
I believe it, man. I got to reach out to his family.
All the coaches have been talking like really well about him. The players, even the players, like this dude is the real deal.
I told you, because he comes
he's been
there
balling the offensive line.
But Edward, you know why he's the real deal? Edward, you know why he's the real deal? Because he's coming there with tools in the toolbox already.
Yeah.
Like he's coming with a skill set. Yes. Yeah, he's just not a mold of clay. He's already there. He just needs to be, you know what I mean? Like that dude, man, when I broke his tape down, I'm telling you, man, he's something special. But anyway, real quick before I get to 4578, somebody said spring portal is going to be insane. That's another thing. We talked about that before. Now after spring, the portal opens again. And now a bunch of new
Yeah.
people are gonna. It's ridiculous, bro. But anyway, we could talk about that to the end of time. But thank you, man, Edward, as always.
No problem, man. Love your content, Coach.
I love you. I love you too, man. I love the fact that you hang out with us, man. And one day we're gonna change that purple for green. One day,
man.
not
It's
two.
always gonna be Go Tigers, man.
Listen,
You know-
not
you know that's
today.
how it gotta be.
Listen, Edward, not today, but one day you're gonna be rocking that orange and green, not orange and purple.
Nah, man.
All right, man.
Never, Coach.
All right, brother. Thanks a lot, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Anytime.
All right.
All right, here we go. 4578 coming to you right now. You are live. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from, and let us know your thoughts on this.
This is Captain Hurricane. I'm calling from Georgia.
Captain Hurricane. I remember you calling in before. What's up?
Yeah. I was calling. I got some concerns with all these schools doing these TV deals and everything, and I'm just wondering, what is the ACC's commissioner doing about trying to get Notre Dame to go ahead and join this conference? Because what I'm looking at is, with these TV deals, if Notre Dame was to jump ship and go somewhere, is this going to bust up the ACC? And have you heard anything on what anybody's doing on this?
I have not. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know anything in regards to that. I would be lying. I do know, as everybody else knows, that Notre Dame has a big deal. I believe it's ABC that they have the TV deal with, and that's why they stay independent all the time and so forth and so on.
Right. Well, see, I think it's with NBC, but NBC's trying to do a deal with the NBA right now, so they don't know if the funds are going to be there to renew that deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but I'm just, with all the athletic directors kind of wanting revenue sharing from Clemson, Florida State, Miami, I think North Carolina, I just don't know where the ACC is going to be here in another year or two.
So, and here's the problem, right? And here's what I think. I may be wrong, but I don't think Notre Dame. First of all, I can't stand Notre Dame. Notre Dame could be
I can't either
120th last year, and they're gonna come out and be in the top 25 the next year. I don't care what their record was.
I know.
I don't care who they have. But I also think they may not want to be in a conference because they don't want to get tied up to conference play. Because usually if you lose that conference game, it puts you out, right?
Right. Well, see, when we go to 12 teams after this year, you see what I'm saying? What we're trying to do is to get every team in the ACC more money. So if Notre Dame doesn't want to join, they need to get 2 more schools to come in. That Notre Dame's got it all held hostage right now.
So if they do the 12 teams, so educate me a little bit here. So if they do 12 teams, I've always said this. I always thought this, but again, I know it's not going to happen. It's just me thinking. I've always thought the first round of the playoffs should be the championship game. It should be just like it is in NFL. But you can't have both masters. You can't have rankings and conference play. It doesn't work that way. Like you can't, just like the NFL, they don't rank the teams. They rank them within their conference, but they don't say, oh, this team is ranked number 2, the top, whatever.
Right, exactly.
But I thought round 1 should be the conference championship game.
Yeah.
Then round 2.
Yep, I agree. That's why I was calling. I just want to know if you heard anything, because I don't want it to be left out at the end, and then you have, say, Clemson and North Carolina or Florida State, they jump over somewhere, and then we're all sitting out here in the wind.
We might, man. We be moving a little funny sometimes, bro. Can I tell you something? We be moving a little funny sometimes. We move late. We move when we're not supposed to move. But hopefully, the AD Radakovich is on top of this. Like I say, he was at Clemson. He was in major programs. So maybe they're on top of this deal, and they'll definitely to see how it works. But I think all this conference stuff is about to be crazy, because now they were talking about Fresno State was supposed to be coming to the Big 12, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Well, see, and I've also heard that Oregon and Washington, depending on what Notre Dame does, might come to the ACC. So I mean, right now everything's depending on what them idiots are doing up there in South Bend.
I don't know. It's conferenceless now, because conferences usually are done by regions. Am I correct or wrong? Am I right about that?
Well, it was usually by regions, but I don't even know if that matters anymore.
No, it doesn't matter. But that's what I'm saying. Like when you look at AFC North, the AFC South, you don't see the Patriots in the AFC South. Right? Like,
right.
I'm just saying. So now, and here's the funny thing about it. It all started because we want to talk about travel and expenses. So now think about how expensive football is about to be, where if you have to play Fresno State from Big 12, now people got to fly all the way to California.
Yeah, I know it.
And they got 6 away games.
Where it's going to go, but I hope we're not being left out here in the end. Is what I'm worried about.
I hope we're not. I hope Mr. Radakovich definitely understands exactly what it is. But imagine Oregon. You talking about ACC? Golly, imagine Florida State, Virginia. I mean, you talking about coast to coast. You talking about Oregon coming back and forth to Virginia, to Clemson, to Miami, to what are we doing?
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know 100%. That's why I'm saying that we got to get some kind of uniformity of where this is all going. But I appreciate you taking my call anyway, Coach Hayes, and I sure thank you.
Thank you, man, for calling in, enlightening me, man. I really appreciate that, man. Coach, I would love to learn.
All right, buddy. Thank you now.
You too. Bye now. All right, real quick. I'm going to go ahead and cancel these lines out, man. We're going to go ahead and cut them off. And, it was a great call right there. I really appreciate that. I really do. Norman, what's up with you, man? Thank you for the $12. It was good. Fam, Notre Dame isn't in a rush to join the conference. They have a lucrative TV contract. They don't want to be a part of the ACC to be indebted to a rights agreement for $350 million. Norman. Dropping the bombs on them, Norman. Let me put that back up here. They don't want to be a part of the ACC to be indebted to the rights agreement for $350 million. Somebody said that in the North. Oh, God. I give up. I give up. Hold on, I'm looking at something. Da-da-da. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was looking at something. Yeah, that's a lot of money, man, to give up for that kind of stuff. The Dolphins are in the AFC East. Not too funny, man. Hey, man, what you know about them Chevy Blazers, Shad? And you can't buy a lot of them now. The Blazer came back. I saw them. They like $60,000 now for a Chevy Blazer, bro. Yeah, I think Chevy brought them back. We gonna let them stay right where they are. But anyway, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate you guys. It is 8:36, so I had a lot of fun with it. Guess what's happening, y'all? And Lord knows I forgot to do this. Big shout out to our sponsor for the day. I'm blaming it on the cane juice, Alex. Our sponsor for the day, Mr. Alex Tabio from Pioneer Mortgage Funding. Anything you got to do with financing, check him out. Listen, Coach Hayes just blew that one. I apologize, but you guys know that's my man, 50 grand. All his information is in the description if it comes to home financing. Check him out. Email him. Let him know Coach Hayes sent you. He's a big Hurricane fan. You understand me? And he'll help you out. He's going to help you out regardless. But let him know Coach Hayes sent you. He might give you a little extra here and there. All right? Also for my entrepreneurs who like who want to find a home, find a deal, get prepared. I've been hearing there's going to be some changes in the market. So you want to have your paperwork prepared and ready to make it happen. And anyway, so with all, the 3rd anniversary. Come on, man. Let me clap it up for Coach Hayes football. The 3rd anniversary of this show is Tuesday, April 4th. April 4th was the start of the WREs and everything else. So April 4th, 2020 is when we started this whole thing. The channel was open before then, but it wasn't doing nothing on it. May have had 62 subscribers, something like that. So in the 3-year period, we had 31,000 some change subscribers. So this has now been 3 years, believe it or not. And like I said, it wouldn't be anything without you guys. And as you see, we're growing. We're trying to add to it and so forth. So thank you, everybody that came out. Thank you, everybody who donated. We're going to have a lot of fun with this deal. 3 years we've been in this. I started, this was gray. I mean, it was black. Look at it now. It's gray. 3-year anniversary. So Tuesday will be the anniversary date of this show. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you all so much. Thank you for coming out, hanging out with us. Stay tuned for Tuesday. We have a good show with my man Dom, and we'll definitely make it happen. And with all that being said, Coach Hayes will catch you at the 50-yard line. Go check out Miami Flow and the boys. Y'all head over to Utah, Street and the boys at Footballville, Caneville, Coach Coop. You heard. Who am I missing out? The whole Miami Flow team, they got a channel. I think Paul Scoop on the youth still doing something. Zoe and the boys doing something. Y'all go holler at everybody. Hit everybody up, man, because at the end of the day, it's all love, it's all family. And Coach Hayes, we'll catch you at the 50-yard line. Peace.